Those are West Ham fans singing about winning the Europa Conference League, a team that just in 2020 was in a relegation battle, now consistently playing European football. David Moyes has turned West Ham from a relegation battling team to a team consistently in the top half of the table, and in this video I'm going to be explaining just how he did it. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. In December of 2019, West Ham sat 17th in the Premier League, and so the board decided this wasn't good enough. Manuel Pellegrini was sacked and the Italian was replaced by a Scotsman. David Moyes would take over for his second spell at the Hammers. Moyes would steady the ship at least a little bit. They finished 5 points above the relegation zone, finishing 16th for his second spell at the Hammers. The 2021 season is where things start to get interesting. By the midway point of the season, West Ham sat 6th in the table following a 3-2 win over Crystal Palace, but more significantly, a few days later they would announce the signing of Jesse Lingard on loan. Jesse Lingard only ever played 16 times for West Ham, but those 6 months he was at the club, it was iconic. He was incredible. It felt like he was one of the best players in the world, and he was a key reason why they ended up finishing 6th. In total in those 16 games he got 9 goals, 5 assists. Sadly though, they could never reach an agreement to make it a permanent, and it would just be those 6 months on loan. Another one of West Ham's key players was Declan Rice, an academy product who had really begun to shine under David Moyes and was a key part of this West Ham team and was gaining interest from a lot of top clubs who were seemingly willing to pay a lot of money. More on that later. West Ham's Europa League campaign began away at Dynamo Zagreb. They would win that game along with their group and would face Sevilla in the round of 16. They would beat the Europa League merchants along with Lyon in the quarter-finals and would lose to eventual champions Frankfurt in the semi-finals. In the Premier League, West Ham failed to qualify for back-to-back Europa League campaigns. They finished 2 points behind Man United. They finished 7th, and next season they would be playing in the Europa Conference League. Another one of the standout players for West Ham was Jarrod Bowen, who scored 12 goals and got 10 assists in the Premier League that season. The 22-23 Premier League season was an absolute disaster. For the majority of the season, West Ham were in the relegation battle. In the entirety of the season, the highest position they were in the table was 13th. That came in match day 13. And as close as May of 2023, they sat 18th in the Premier League. However, they picked up a bit of a winning streak towards the end of the season and they ended up finishing 14th. Thankfully though for David Moyes, no one's going to look back on that season and think about the relegation battle. People will look at the Conference League run. West Ham won every single one of their group stage games. They won their round of 16 games, drew one of their quarter-final games, but they made it all the way to the final, and Jarrod Bowen scored a goal in the 90th minute to crown West Ham champions of Europe. Well, I mean, it's the Conference League, not really champions of Europe, but it makes the story sound a little better. And that brings us to this season. West Ham are playing good in the Premier League this season. They currently sit 6th in the midway point of the season, and it looks like they're on course to qualify for yet another European campaign. When David Moyes took over at West Ham, it was unimaginable they would win a European trophy, but the manner he's done it in has been shocking because it goes against everything modern football stands for. Keeping the ball, possession, playing attractive football. David Moyes doesn't do that. West Ham's philosophy over the last 4 years has essentially been sit back, let the opposition do what they like, win the ball back, play it up to the striker, and then hit them on the counter-attack. I've seen some West Ham fans suggest online that David Moyes should be sacked because he's playing unattractive football, but that's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? Because he's clearly getting results. You're playing European football, you won a European trophy, and that is largely down to David Moyes. You have to applaud him this season for losing his key man Declan Rice, his captain in the centre midfield. He lost him for a lot of money and reinvested it really well, bringing in Alvarez from Ajax, kudos from Ajax, James Ward-Prowse, a lot of good signings, reinvested very well. Football is a results business. David Moyes is getting the results. He has West Ham playing in Europe. How anyone can doubt him, it's beyond me, because that man has absolutely changed this club. But I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. Should David Moyes be sacked because he's not playing attractive football even though West Ham are playing in Europe? Let me know what you think. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.